for Easter, and I have this little paper mache egg that I picked up at the craft store, and as you can see, the inside I painted gold. It was just regular craft color before. The outside I painted white, and then while the white was still wet, I just streaked pink acrylic paint on like so. I think that this is a lot of fun because it gives it kind of a streaky look. And I really didn't have any project in mind when I started decorating this, but now that it's done, I think it would be the cutest little container for wrapped candies. Because I just have acrylic paint in here and I don't know that it's food safe or anything like that, I would only want to put wrapped candies in here. I would want to do something, some kind of clear coating that is food safe if I wanted to put raw food in here, obviously. Or line it perhaps with a little plastic bowl. You can put maybe a little plastic bowl inside and then put loose candies in. Just a little tip to remember to be careful when you're talking about food. But for me right now, what I want to do is I want to build a big foofy bow cluster layery embellishy fun thing, and the best way I know how to do this would be with my ScanNCut. So let me get out the machine and let's get going. So here on the ScanNCut, what you're going to want to do is just pick your patterns, and you could pick if you had saved data, if you wanted to scan your own stuff. Me, I love the flowers and leaves and things that are here on my machine. Now my model is the CM650W, so keep in mind if you have a different model, you may have different stuff. So what I like to do is just pick a few things and just put one. Just pick a size, pick a thing, and then press add, pattern, and go back. I like to put a few different things on here. And the reason I like to do this is because, you know what, I'm going to pick a different one here. I like to do it this way because then I don't need to resize perfectly or anything. I get all the different things that I maybe want to have on there. And, you know, maybe not every single thing that I want to have, but maybe most of the flowers and things that I want to have. Then what I do, two different things. Number one, I'm going to push this button right here to scan my mat. And this happens so quick, I'm not even going to cut the video. I'm just going to let you see how quick this is. I've got a couple different pattern papers. If you're going to be cutting multiple papers at the same time, you'll just want to make sure they're about the same thickness. That is important. Okay, so there we go. So I've got my floral paper here, and I'm going to make that one smaller. Now I can go in and edit. And if I want to make one smaller, if I want to make one bigger. So whatever adjustments I need to make, I can make here in this edit screen that you often see me use. And we're going to say, okay, the only time you have to go out and go back in is if you add more. Sometimes you need to go out and go back in. I'm just going to resize everybody. So we've got a couple different sizes. We've got different things going on. I'm going to say okay. And once I'm happy with everything in the positioning, guess what? It's time to cut. And I'm just going to repeat this with different materials. I've got some acetate with little gold dots on it that has to be cut out separately because it is thicker. And if I find any other pattern papers or things that I want to use, I will just gather those and cut those as well. Once you have everything cut out that you want, start layering. And the key to this, you're going to want to start with the biggest pieces. And the other thing that I like to do is, and I like to use hot glue for a project like this, I just find it works a lot better than liquid adhesive of other types. You're just going to want to work big to small. If you want to add some texture, if you want to add some buttons, some sequins, some ribbons, whatever you like, go ahead and add it in. And just go along. Oh, this is just the funnest part. You just go along and you throw a little glue down, you throw a flower down, you layer, you carry on. And you can put in leaves if you like leaves. Throw some of those in. If you have an oopsie, don't worry about it. Hot glue is actually pretty forgiving. Just don't stick your finger in the hot glue while it's still really hot. That's the main thing not to do. And with these guys, what I like to do, put a little on the bottom of the stem, like so, and tuck it down in there. And then I like to, just on a couple, oops, we don't need that adhesive, on a couple of leaves, just put a little bit of adhesive and tack it down so that you've got kind of a point here where things will stick and not just be like, you know, flopping around. Some of them, I leave some of them loose just for the depth, but, you know, I don't want to leave them all loose because then things just get really messy. And another trick you might notice inside here, there's a flower glued inside. If I'm getting a lot of glue showing through on the back side, then I will go ahead and do that. But this is definitely a project where you do as much as you like or as little as you like. There's not going to be a wrong answer. You're not going to do it wrong, which is to me really freeing because we can just play and have fun. Oh my goodness, I just love it. I love it already, and I've only put a couple of things down. Play and layer, and if you want it to be, it wants to roll away. If you want it to be 5 layers deep, if you want it to just be a single layer, you are not going to do this wrong. Just have fun with it. But the biggest, I think, as far as like making sure things don't look funky, you're going to want to cluster things together so that there aren't like really awkward spots. In other words, you might notice I've got the leaves and the flowers and everything, I've got it clustered here all together. I'm not just randomly putting one here and then one over there. Keeping them clustered together. Keeping things clustered together definitely helps. And now that I've got this much done, I'm going to add a few more leaves. Then I'm just going to toss some buttons on here. And I'm ready to fill this with candy and enjoy for Easter. I hope you have enjoyed this little video of mine. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on YouTube. Shoot me an email. I will see you next time. I wish you very happy spring crafting.